What's going on, guys? It has been way too long since I've put out a video like this, so let's jump right in. Maybe you know these games, maybe you don't, but here are the best free-to-play games that are not Fortnite. Starting off this list is one of my absolute favorite games of all time, and I am super excited to announce that it has just made a comeback. That's right, Warframe is back. This game, in my opinion, perfectly captures the essence of what shooters used to be and sprinkles in some modern, new mechanics to keep in touch with what games are doing now. Anyone here a fan of the Rainbow Six Vegas series? Yeah, me too. Warframe comes off as a polished version of Rainbow Six Vegas 2. I mean, it seriously has such a classic video game style feel. The way the guns control, the way the maps are designed, and the way you rely heavily on teamwork in objective-based situations. Warframe has evolved over the years from a free-to-play PvP to everything under the sun, whether it's the numerous challenging co-op missions, fast-paced PvP both social and ranked, the esports league, a brand new battle royale mode, or a long night with your squad attempting one of the many raids the game has to offer. And this is just me painting with a broad brush. The PvP experience is loaded with objective-style game modes as well as your classic team deathmatch and free-for-all modes. Warframe is an amazing game through and through, and I find myself playing it daily for a real competitive ranked versus mode. Next up on the list is Defiance 2050. Defiance is a futuristic, sci-fi MMO experience taking place in the Defiance universe from a short-lived TV series that spanned about 3 seasons. Defiance opens up a rather large open-world map to the players, allowing 100% traversal out the gate. At first look, Defiance comes off as a nostalgic PS2 era style shooter, and honestly, I love it. The graphics aren't anything amazing, but you can tell who the good guys are and you can tell who the bad guys are instantly. You do get to create your own character, and I did enjoy the creation process. You also get to choose a role or vocation, and that will provide a unique skill tree to develop for each. As far as objectives, it's an MMO. There's your main storyline of quests, a million side missions, random environmental encounters, co-op missions, raids, PvP, and so many of those moments that are made fun simply due to the fact that there are about 30 or 40 other people all in this insane battle with you. Whether you want a great co-op experience for your friends or you're new to MMOs and want to jump right in, Defiance is a great place to start. Oh. Cool little room for a shootout. Get Batista Bomb here, or whatever his name is. Coming in at our next spot is going to be Warframe. In the science fiction setting of Warframe, players control members of the Tenno, a race of ancient warriors who have awoken from centuries of cryosleep to find themselves at war in a planetary system with different factions. You are a Tenno, which is basically a space ninja. The Tenno use their powered warframes along with powerful weapons and abilities to complete missions. The game includes elements of shooting and melee games, parkour, and role-playing games to allow players to advance their Tenno. The great thing about Warframe is that it is supported through microtransactions, however those who pay to play don't really have a great advantage over those who don't, other than saving time. Every single item that you can purchase with real money are totally available in the free game, just with the need of a little more grinding. Warframe is mainly a linear level crawl with big battles, big boss fights, and massive amounts of gear, weapons, and loadouts.
You failed! And failed!
Up next is the classic MOBA Smite. Smite is a free-to-play, third-person multiplayer online battle arena, hence the acronym MOBA. In Smite, players control a god, goddess, or other mythological figure and take part in team-based combat, using abilities and tactics against other player-controlled gods and non-player-controlled minions. The game has multiple PvP modes, many playable characters, and has a crazy successful esports scene, with multiple tournaments including the annual Smite World Championship, which has $1 million prize pool. What's great about Smite is that there are so many different game modes to play. The list includes the largest scale Battle of Conquest, Arena, Assault, Joust, Siege, and an awesome constantly changing game mode called Match of the Day. Among all of these are also custom game options for really specific and unique styles of gameplays with friends. Players are formed into 2 teams with 5 players to each team. Before the players enter the map, they are granted an amount of gold, usually about 1,500, to buy starting items. These items grant special abilities or bonuses that enhance the player's god. There are 3 continuous lanes running from one side of the map to the other that players are allowed to traverse. The large areas in between these lanes are what make up the jungle, where computer-controlled monsters such as Cyclops or Furies periodically spawn in specific locations. Killing certain monsters in said jungle causes a buff to drop on the ground, where it can be picked up by a player. The goal of each game is to destroy the opposing team's Phoenixes and the Titan, a giant warrior who must be defeated to win the game. Having such a massive player base, a well-developed esports league, and a large cast of characters, Smite is definitely your answer for a free-to-play competitive online MOBA on console. Up last, I wanted to throw in a game that doesn't really rely heavily on multiplayer as many of the games I mentioned earlier do. Not only is this game free, but it's amazingly very well received by the majority of the community. Path of Exile is an ARPG, with customization being the main theme of the game. There is no class system, only subclasses that were introduced in the latest content update, Ascendancy. The character you'll choose only determines the position in a massive skill tree, which is the same for all characters. The 7 available characters are Marauder, Duelist, Ranger, Shadow, Witch, Templar, and Scion. The player controls a single character from an overhead perspective and explores large outdoor areas in underground caves and dungeons, battling monsters and fulfilling quests from NPCs to gain experience points and equipment. The game borrows heavily from the Diablo series, particularly Diablo 2. All areas aside from the central encampments are randomly generated for increased replayability. While all players on a single server can freely mingle in encampments, gameplay outside of the encampments is highly instanced, providing every player or party with an isolated map to freely explore. With combat, crafting, skills, and level design all being done extremely well, Path of Exile doesn't just serve as a great free-to-play game, but as a great game in general. It provides amazing content that would totally still be explored by players even if there was a price tag attached to the game. But luckily, it's free. So that's it for this one, guys. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated on all things gaming and airsoft, and wow, maybe even hit that bell to see anytime I post a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Oh no! I see him. "14 kills! Oh my god, it's a one-on-one! Come on! Oh my god, this is terrifying. Where is he? If he's in this building, I'm gonna freak out. If he's up in this building, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. Oh my god! Oh! He's in the building! Oh my god! He was above me the whole time! Questions. Dude, oh, it was crazy.